Hey guys, TruKnight here. So this is my first video of a vlog I'm going to be putting together for Colorado Regionals. That's coming up tomorrow, August 9th. Today is currently the 8th. I just finished typing out my deck list. I'm actually going to print it right now while I talk to you guys. So, little update on me. Currently down 49 pounds since my weight loss surgery. You're about to hear printing noises, and I'm finally starting to feel like a normal person again. Sorry, give it a minute here while it prints out. But yeah, I'm starting to feel like a normal person. It's starting to actually feel nice. I have to write out a couple more cards. I'll show you here. So I wrote out my deck list, and a couple of these cards will not fit on what I wrote out. So I have to write out some of them. So I'll be working with you guys on that while I'm doing this. But yeah, for 49 pounds down, and feeling pretty good. I'm doing pretty alright. Spoke to my wife and she said, go to regionals, get away, enjoy some time to yourself. You know, you haven't really had a moment to yourself since surgery. It's been a month today since my surgery, so figure why not go to regionals and test it out. Now I've been playing the hell out of Draco Tail. You'll be seeing that on the channel here. Here's all my videos of matches I've recorded, and as much as I want to play it tomorrow, I'm not confident enough in knowing the ins and outs and what the cards do, so I'm not going to take it to the regional. Just don't want to embarrass myself. So I just feel much more comfortable with Rizal. So I'm taking Old Faithful. We're going to try it out one more time in this little format before the ban list comes, probably September. So that'll be pretty exciting. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I'll probably show you guys around the venue, let you see what people are doing, things like that. Show you a couple of guys that I know in Colorado. I plan to see bigger names there. Might run into Hani again, so you guys can see him. Landon Oliver will be there, one of the top players in Colorado. Brennan Beckman, he's the owner of Ghost Gaming, and maybe whoever else decides to show up. Last time I think we had a few YouTubers, a pretty big one. Can't remember his name for the life of me, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fun time. So I will label this as part 1 of the vlog. I'm gonna go quiet from here. It's currently almost 12 a.m. so I'm gonna get some sleep. Plan to leave the house about 7 a.m. to get there at 7:30, 7:45, because they open registration at 8. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So wish me luck. It's going to be a fun time. I'm not going to be able to record any of the matches, but I'll at least give you guys like a round by round of how I'm doing, and if I drop out early because I scrubbed and suck. But that's kind of what I expect, because I have not been to locals since the birth of my child 3 months ago. So I've been doing a lot of online play and just talking to you guys, so this is gonna be my first actual paper tournament in forever. So wish me luck. It's gonna be rough, but anyway, let's get on to part 2. Hey guys, TruKnight here. So as you can tell, I didn't post any videos from the actual regional itself. Did get to see a couple of people again, a few good people. Cogslime, great dude as always. It was cool to see him. Siriax, Hani, Landon, all the home names. And it was cool to see Siriax top. I think he took 7th with Blue Eyes deck, so that was dope. Landon took 9th, and then a good buddy of ours, Ben Smallman in Colorado, he took 10th, and they were playing the same list. That's for them to disclose. I'm not gonna go over it, but it was pretty cool. Let's get into my experience. So, I've been playing the hell out of Draco Tail the past couple of weeks. Let me know if you guys have any interest in seeing me crack a couple of these open and building a starter deck in Gundam, or if I should even waste my time. Anyway, I did go ahead and build the Draco Tail deck. I have all the different versions of it. I got Branded, Shadal, I have K9 of course. A lot of people are saying to only play 2 Azuna and 1 Lupus, but I think you need to max Azuna out of 3. But what's leading me to all that is I simply didn't have the confidence in myself to go potentially 8 rounds with Draco Tail. So I took Old Faithful. I took a Rizel Mitsurugi. And it was cool. It was a fun tourney. I had a great time getting to see buddies and people, and everybody's giving me compliments because of the weight loss journey so far. So it felt nice. All 4 of my rounds that I played, because I did leave halfway through, my son called and he was just like, "Dad, I miss you, where are you?" Yada yada yada. I feel like as he gets older, I'll be able to play more, but right now my guy is just attached at the hip. So if your kiddo calls and says, "Dad, I miss you," you drop what you're doing and you go. So simply to put it, he called and I said, "Alright, I'll be home in 20 minutes." And sure enough I was. But I did play 4 rounds, and I played against Yummy the entire 4 rounds. Pure Yummy. I would say out of all 4, I played one really good, skillful player with it. You could tell that this guy knew, he read into situations, he studied this matchup with Rizel. Never got 2-0'd. All of my rounds, I 2-0'd 2 Yummies, and I got beat in game 3 against 2 Yummies. So I went 2-2 on the day. First round, my opponent just picked up the deck that week and decided to play it. I don't know why you would ever do that at regionals unless you just don't care, and you don't care about getting your Nat invite. But even then, like, this was only a 150 person tourney because the last second Konami changed some BS riled up, and the regional had to switch locations. So we went from a potential like 400 man tourney to people just canceled left and right, and there was 150 signups. So they had top 24, 8 rounds, and my sense in that is just you bring the deck you're most comfortable with and the new deck, and if you hear, hey, there's only going to be 150, if you're talking to the judges and you hear that number, you submit the deck you're most confident with. Because why not? You're going for a top 24 at that. So when he told me, like, I'm not too used to this deck, I've only been playing for 4 days, I kind of looked at him like, dude, why would you? It's like playing ranked with a brand new deck. Like, why? Why would you do that? I get it, the only way you get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! Is you play, but at that time, like, take it to locals. Like, you should have been playing the deck that you're most confident with, and that's what I told him, because I beat him, and I told him, like, yo, dude, next time when you're going to a regional and you hear it's a small number like this, play the deck you know. You know, I mean, it's the same thing that what I have. I brought Draco Tail with me, and I was thinking, alright, maybe I'll have some fun with it today and learn it, but as I saw signups happening and I saw the line, I was sitting there like, man, this is a small number, I could have a chance here. So I took out Rizel Mitsurugi instead, And I said, alright, this is what we're going with. I'm more confident in this deck. I know its lines better, and I know its interactions better. Who knows, if I catch a hot streak? Who knows? Round 2 was the most skillful opponent I played all day. Game 1, I went first, beat him pretty handedly. Game 2, he beat me, I think it was like turn 6. We went back and forth really hard, and he just out-resourced me. And I could kind of tell, like, alright, this guy has been playing this deck probably like 10 hours a day for the past few weeks. So, what was really cool is that I hadn't summoned a single Rizel all the way to game 3 against Yummy in that round, and I was like, dang, maybe I can catch him off guard. But we're sitting there, and as we're getting ready to go, and he's drawing out his cards, he's like, alright, Rizel Mitsurugi, how do I beat this? So I'm like, oh, okay, I already knows I'm playing Rizel. Like, there's no catching him off guard or anything, whatever. So it was cool. He was a cool opponent. It was a good interaction. We went into almost time. We were one of the last ones, and he beat me. And he beat me because it just keeps recurring and recurring and recurring over and over and over. But I had figured out how to beat Yummy at that point, and so I felt fairly confident. Okay, if I play against Yummy again, I could roll on him. And played against him again, round 3, and it was a very good opponent. And I hate to say it, but like when you go game 3 and you draw your two solemn judgments, your Mitsurugi Purification, so you have your 3 negates in hand, right? And then you draw a freaking Called By and you draw an Ash Blossom. Yeah, you're stopping your opponent, but like the likelihood of being able to do anything that game against a Yummy player is slim to none. Because yes, they fought through my Ash, Called By, and 2 Solemn Judgments. I drew into an X Raziel. They had Imperm. I mean, it just is what it is, you know? So, that was my day there, and then round 4, I 2-0'd it pretty hard because I was just pissed off and I wasn't even giving my opponent a chance to react to me, and I had God hands. It just felt great. So I left the tournament on a high note because I was like, hey, you know, really cool interaction with the second round opponent, and so close to the third round opponent, and I don't know, if I was 3-1 at that point rather than 2-2, I probably would have been more inclined to ask my wife, like, hey, do you think he'll be okay? Or something like that, and try and stay another round to see how it goes. But being 2-2, it was a pretty competitive small regional. There was a lot of people that were going back and forth, and so I was just like, I'm out. So overall, the deck felt great. Even into this new format, I wish I could have played against Vanquish Soul K9, I wish I could have played against Draco Tail, but unfortunately my hand of cards that day was all Yummy. But got a good healthy dose of what Yummy does and his interactions and how to interact with it and how to go off on it, and felt pretty good. So my list is as follows. You can see it right here. I guess my like one trick card is I did decide to play the Zexal, the Future Zexal. I did use this in my round 4 against my opponent because I was just popping off like crazy, and I decided to flex a little bit before I left. And yeah, it went ham. Pretty cool card. Pankratops in the side because of Yummy, because I wanted multiple ways to get rid of that damn field spell. Especially if they're playing a second one, I didn't want to only rely on Ghost Ogre, I wanted to also rely on Detonator and Pankratops to be able to do that. And of course, I'm playing my last oh shit button, which is Tornado Dragon, against that deck. For Vanquish Soul K9, I simply decided that I was going to try and beat him with Board Breakers. And then going first, I was going to try and droll the hell out of him and simply out-resource them with Mitsurugi. But never got to see him. With Draco Tail, my plan was just to play it straight up and whoever has the best hand is gonna win. My number one cuttable card that I'm thinking about getting rid of is Star. I loved it last format, but now that Justice Hunters is out, I just don't think it just doesn't do enough. I'm almost thinking about playing a second node, to be honest. I know it sounds crazy, nobody's ever really done it, but like, you'd be surprised when I went for Cross a few times how many times the node got banished. And node kind of comes up anytime after turn 1, a lot, so is what it is, but yeah, that's my thought process there. How do I feel about Ryzel this format? I feel like it's a... okay, so if we have our top decks, which in my opinion are Yummy, Vanquish Soul, K9, Draco Tail, Malice. I think that Ryzel is right there in the 5th spot. I would probably put Yummy, probably Draco Tail, and Vanquish Soul on tier 1. And then I would make Malice and Ryzel tier 1.5. Like, those 3 new decks just simply, and it may just be because it was the first weekend and it's new, but those 3 decks just came out and brought it. Like, I think there was one Ryzel Mitsurugi in the top 8 and it was the 2nd place. So I know this deck can compete. The guy played different than me. He played more board breakers than hand traps, which is something I thought about. I just decided to play the hand traps for interaction's sake. But yeah, going forward, I'm not gonna lie guys, like, I'm kind of bored of the game right now, and I'm having fatigue of it. Like, putting together that Draco Tail deck took me like 4 days, not because I was too busy, it's just every time at the end of the day and I have time to myself at night, I simply look at the cards and I'm like, God, I don't even think I have the energy for this. And it could be just the post-surgery kind of feeling right now, so maybe after a month or so I'll be more inclined and more energetic. I get the go ahead to go back to the gym in 10 days, so maybe I'll start building more energy that way, but right now I'm starting work at 7 a.m, I'm finishing at 4 p.m, I'm with the kiddos until about 7, and then I work my second job from about 8 until 10 at night. So I don't know, being on the go from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, maybe just wearing on me post-surgery. So who knows? We'll see how I'm feeling in about a month from now. Maybe I'll regain some energy and be more inclined to build decks and all those things. I did... it was a throw-in in a trade, but... can't remember. What did I trade? I traded I was trading for, what do you call it, side engines for the, Draco Tail stuff. So I was trading for tier limit stuff, I was trading for Shadal stuff, I was trading towards branded stuff, and just picking up all those little small things that I did. And this guy really wanted a couple of my QCRs. I had a few QCRs from the recent Rarity Collection, and he just picked up from a vendor there an entire White Forest deck. And he goes, if I give you this entire stack, because I wanted his Dragon Maid stuff. And that's what I picked up from him, was Dragon Maids that he had just picked up. And I was just like, dude, you just picked this up, are you sure you want to trade it to me? Because my buddy told him, hey, there's a guy over there that was looking for the Dragon Maid stuff and you'd picked it up, and he was like, oh cool, I want to go see his QCRs. And I had offloaded a whole bunch of stuff to Hani. I offloaded a whole bunch of stuff to Nerds, the vendor that was holding the tournament and everything. Like, I'm good buddies with all those guys, so I was just like, hey, you guys are cool, you guys never did me wrong in transactions before, I'll just sell to you guys, I don't have the energy to go and post it all on TcgPlayer and do all that. And he goes, dude, if I give you this deck core, do you want to give me those QCRs? It was like a Dark Magician and a Blue Eyes and things like that, and I was just like, I'd already picked up all the Dragon Maid stuff from him, I'd picked up a whole bunch of Shadal stuff from him, and I picked up Kriston support from him, and I was just like, sure, if you want to throw it in, that'll even it out, because he was just going to give me cash. But yeah, got myself a white forest core. I don't know if it's going to be any good, and it's probably getting reprinted in tins from what we saw, but it was cool. I've always had a little fond attachment to White Forest ever since I had played White Forest Runic. It was a really fun time, and I never got to take it to locals back in the day, so who knows. We'll see what happens with the ban list that's coming at the beginning of September, maybe mid-September, so in a month from now. Which, again, it kind of all falls into place in my timeline, because hopefully in a month from now I start feeling a lot more like myself, because I'll be back in the gym. My stitches will have fully healed. I'll just start getting back to my normal self. So hopefully maybe a ban list will roll around that kind of shocks the world and revitalizes my love for the game. To be honest, with this ban list coming up, I don't really know what they're going to do now, because I did a video of a ban list prediction, right? And I said I feel like they're going to nuke Ryzel and Malice to guarantee that Justice Hunters prevails. But as we're seeing in results everywhere, dude, I think I found 40 topping or winning or podium finished Dracotail decks, and I found like 2 Ryzel decks last weekend. Canine Vanquish Soul out the wazoo, and everyone wants to play Pokemon. I mean, yummy. So those decks just went ahead and did the thing, even with Malice and Ryzel. And to be honest, I've seen like one Malice deck on YouTube. Like, I do a lot of searching on YouTube because I'm like a content creator, so I want to see what's happening. I do a meta tier list thing. Well, I try to do it weekly, but you gotta research, of course, what is winning if you're gonna do a meta tier list, because you want to give honest thoughts of what is a good deck in a good situation. And Justice Hunters is just single-handedly wiped Ryzel and Malice off the floor. Now, could even out by the time a ban list comes, so we could still be in for, let's get rid of Ryzel and Malice and force everybody to play the new shit. Doom of Dimensions will be coming out in the same month. So it's very likely, that they push the Justice Hunter decks just still. However, from what I'm seeing, Vanquish Soul is a real problem. Yummy is everywhere. Dracotail is everywhere. But me, more and more the consensus I'm getting is, I wonder if this ban list is going to be about bringing shit back. Because I did this little survey. I asked 25 people the same 3 questions. Okay, question number 1. And this also came from the players' names that I had mentioned back in the beginning of the video. So, top-notch players. Question number 1. Are you feeling fatigue or burnout from the game even though Justice Hunters just came out? Okay, 25 people. I had an answer of yes, no, and somewhat. 19 people said yes. They are burnt out from the game even with the new set. 3 people said somewhat, and 3 people said no. That's a pretty alarming stat right there, right? 19 out of 25 people are saying, even with this new set, I do feel burned out. Kinda crazy. Second question. Are you excited for Worlds, and are you excited for the future of the game through 2026? 12 people said, yes, I'm excited. 10 people said, nope, not really at all. And 3 people said somewhat excited. So, you got a pretty even score there of yes and no, right? And then, my final question. Do you think the ban list is actually going to change things come September and post-Worlds in the TCG? 22 people said no. The ban list will not really have a decent or even good effect for the rest of the year. 1 person said yes, 2 people said meh, kind of. Like, these stats is what I call them. They're pretty, you can kind of get the feel here in Colorado that people are A, burnt out, B, disinterested, and C, they don't really believe in the ban list coming out. It's kind of alarming, right? Like, I'll give kudos to Konami and TCG. The way that they've been doing the ban lists and announcing them and has been great, amazing. But I gotta agree with the player base that the ban list's overall effectiveness has been very lackluster. And so, for me, a guy who can relate to all these answers, A, I'm burnt out, fatigued from the game. B, I'm kind of just disinterested and don't really care about Worlds or what's to come by the end of the year with future sets like Doom of Dimensions. I'm usually pretty good about budgeting for cases about a month or 2 ahead of time. I have yet to even invest a little bit into Doom of Dimensions. I've already bought multiple cases of the 10s, but as for like future overall sets for the future of the game, I'm kind of just on a standstill of like, do I really even want to care to invest? And C, I tend to agree a lot that a ban list right now is not really gonna fix this unless they just come out and nuke everything. And the way you nuke everything is you bring some cool shit back, you get rid of a lot of new shit or newer shit, and you give a format to the player base when it's going into Christmas season to just quietly play old cards and old favorites before I guess you hype up into a new set. But I doubt they're going to do that with Justice Hunters being out now, because my thing is that they're probably going to be gearing this towards Doom of Dimensions, so you gotta let Draco Tail, Vanquish Soul, Canine, and Yummy fly. So that's just the general overall feeling I've had of this regional. It was a last second decision to go to. I wasn't planning on going to it after my surgery, but my wife was like, man, you need to get out of the house, go hang out with your buddies, go talk with some friends, just start getting back to your life, because I've been pretty ginger with myself lately and just taking it easy and just trying to live. And so it was nice to get out into a normal situation and be a part of a crowd. But yeah, overall cool regional, was a fun experience, but I feel like a lot of the player base right now is kind of just meh about the game. So Konami, let that be a message to you. Fix your shit. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you still playing this deck even with the new stuff? Are you still going with Old Faithful? Are you trying to include the new shit with Ryzel? If you are, can't wait to see those deck profiles. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Please be kind, be respectful, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.